I start a month being like, looks like I'm gonna make $200 this month. But then eventually something happens and then I just start making money. After I left Taiwan and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a full-time freelance content creator, traveler, digital nomad now. Holy shit, how do I actually do this though? Like I'm here, but now I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kayla Cosmos, and in today's video and in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be doing kind of a mini talking head series. And the subject of this first video is going to be how I got into remote working and freelancing and how I'm actually making it happen today. Because one, since COVID happened, so many things have really been changing within like the work industry. So during COVID, I was actually living in Taiwan. I was teaching English. I wasn't really doing remote work initially, but I noticed so many people everywhere else in the world were starting to work remotely because COVID was really affecting their countries. So while on one hand, COVID really affected and hurt a lot of people, I do see that this is one of the benefits that has come from it, because now people are thinking, why the fuck was I commuting an hour to go to work every day when I literally could have been at home? So I think a lot of people have realized how working remotely can truly benefit them in their lifestyle that they really want to live. I'm very fortunate that I also get to be one of those people, but I didn't take such a traditional route where I was working a standard job and then it had to be moved online. In fact, the life I'm living right now, freelancing and traveling and working remotely, I've wanted to do this since before being a digital nomad was really a popular thing. Like I'm living the dream that I wanted to make years ago happen, and now I'm here living it. So in today's video, I want to talk about kind of two aspects of one, how I got into working remotely, and also what it has been like to take the leap as a freelancer doing it. I only really took the leap to doing this about 4 or 5 months ago, but it has been kind of a few years in the making. So today I'm going to talk about how I got into remote working, how I got into freelancing, and all of the steps I took for me to actually take the leap and not work for anybody but myself. So first, let's talk about how I got into working remotely. I was living in Taiwan teaching English, and at the time I really wanted to create my YouTube channel because I really wanted this career shift from working from children into content creation and media, and I saw my YouTube channel as an opportunity for me to make that change. I took an online digital retreat with Dear Aline, which really equipped me with the tools on how to create content, and it really motivated me to actually start my channel and stick to it no matter what, because I knew that if I didn't do it in like 10 years from now or something, I would still probably be maybe teaching English or working with children, and like, yeah, I'm good at it and I like it, but like that's not what I want. I didn't want to see myself 10 years from now not pursuing the dream that I want in my life. So from this course, it really inspired me to start my YouTube channel, and this is where networking really comes in. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but because of the course I had taken with Aline, I now had a network, and I actually had a connection with her. At the time, Nas Daily was starting the Nas Academy, and he was looking to hire people to help teach content creation. And because I had been consistent with my YouTube channel since that course for so long, I had the opportunity to work with them. So once I actually phased out of teaching English, I was still working with Nas Academy. I was training people how to create content, and I was making steady income. It's still a freelance job, but at the time there was a lot of work available, so I didn't need to go back to teaching English. So after I was done teaching English, what you're allowed to do in Taiwan is you're allowed to extend your residency for up to 1 year without having to work for a company. So I took that opportunity to, work on my channel, work with Nas Academy, and I actually made myself all the way up to being the head of the trainers. So originally I was a trainer, and then I was head of trainers, and that was actually a really stable income for a few months, and it was really amazing. So my second year in Taiwan, I was essentially working remotely, primarily with Nas Academy. On the other hand, I was still trying to do freelance gigs, such as doing collaborations with tourism bureaus, local companies, just anything to kind of build connections outside of Nas Academy, because while Nas Academy was stable and I really love it, I love the community, I love everybody I work with, I knew like, hey, this isn't the only thing I want to do. So that is why I was always trying to do these side collaborations just to get that experience, so that one day when I knew that I would start really pursuing trying to make money as a freelancer, like I had the experience, I have the connections, and so forth. So I essentially worked as a freelancer with NAS Academy, built my channel, took other opportunities I could as a freelancer, like small jobs here and there, just to get that experience. And so in this year, January of 2022, I quit my position as head of trainers. You know, I lost a steady income and I was just like, I don't really know what's next. I am going to leave Taiwan soon and just pursue traveling and freelancing. I have no idea how the fuck it's gonna go, but this is the dream I've been wanting to try to live for so long. So like, no matter what, like this is what we're doing, and we've gained all of this experience. I'm still going to be doing freelancing with NAS Academy, but that stable income I had lost doing remote work is gone. So now I'm going to be having to work remotely because that's my goal, and also have to figure out how to make money as a freelancer. So once this time came that I was going to leave my steady remote job, and I was actually like, I had to leave Taiwan because of residency purposes. So I was literally just like, I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna pursue this. And so I'm gonna share the steps that I took with you and the things that I think everybody should need, especially when you not only want to work remotely, but you want to do it as a freelancer. So let me get into the things that are very, very important to think about before you get into it. So the first thing you need to consider is money. If you just save like $1,000, move to the location you wanna move to, and you just hope that it's gonna work out, you're probably gonna end up having to go home, because it's not only gonna be incredibly stressful to start trying to find work, but you're not gonna have enough money to survive. So as we all know, when we have enough money, we feel much less stress in life. And if you are taking a pursuit such as this, you're gonna need enough money to support yourself for about 6 months. And the reason I say 6 months is perhaps you already have a really big network, perhaps you already have many opportunities, but if you don't and you're kind of just getting started out, then that 6 months savings that you have is really gonna give you enough time to kind of get off that runway so that you're making consistent income by the time those 6 months is up. So when it comes to saving money, you wanna think about where are you going to be living, you wanna think about what bills you have, just think about what are your monthly living expenses that you're going to need, and then, you know, try to save up to that before you decide to go on this pursuit. For me personally, before I left my steady job, what I saved about $5,000, and I was like, okay, this $5,000 needs to get me traveling to here to there, and then I need this money for this, I need this money to survive, and in the next couple months, I need to start making actual money to support myself, because about $5,000, honestly, it's not really enough. Like, I would suggest having like 6,000, 7,000 if you can. So having a savings is very, very important to get started, to support yourself, to support your lifestyle. The more money you have, the longer you can last like without work, per se, not like without work, but you never know what you're gonna make month to month. So the more money that you have in the savings, the more time that you have to really get off of the ground and start making a consistent income. The second thing I'm gonna talk about is having a network. Having a network has literally changed everything. Like, honestly, I wouldn't even be here right now without the people that I know. So it started with dear Aline, who got me into the job with NAS Academy, and through NAS Academy I've made so many connections there. And not only that, I've learned so much, so that now that I am pursuing freelancing full-time as a content creator, like, I have all of those skills, I have all of the connections. And because of these connections, for example, some months I'm like, I don't really know how I'm gonna make money, but what can I do? I have so many content creator friends that they either need help or they know somebody that needs help. Maybe they know somebody that needs an editor or a videographer or just somebody to help with admin stuff for them as a creator. Like, having a network is incredibly important, because you can always reach out to people and say, hey, I'm looking to do this, this, and this. Do you need any help with this? Or if you know anybody that needs any help with this, please let me know. And the benefit of the network, besides just this, is that you know these people personally. Unlike going into like a Facebook group or going on to Fiverr or something where, yeah, you're throwing yourself out there, but nobody really knows you. So having a network where you are a personal reference and they're friends with you, or it's a professional connection, that's extremely important. And I really attribute so many, like the majority of opportunities that I've gotten through having a network. The third thing that I'm gonna cover is having a portfolio. This is super important because As I just mentioned, yeah, I have a network of people and they know my skills, they know what I do. But for example, recently I decided to post in the Medellin expat groups saying, hey guys, this is what I do for work. If anybody needs anything like this for their business, please let me know. Now imagine if I make that post and I don't really back it up with my experience. Or maybe I back it up with my experience, but like, how else are they really going to see my work? I have a website that has a portfolio so that they can go and see my work on YouTube, they can see my photography. And that really helps, especially when you're kind of throwing yourself out to people that don't really know you. That really helps for them to take you seriously and see what you do, and then they can more easily make that decision to see if they do need services from you because they've looked at my portfolio and they can see, ah yes, she does good editing, I'm gonna contact her. Versus if I don't have a portfolio, they don't really know what my editing might be like. So this is, I mean, from a content creator perspective, but in general, you need to have past work to back up what you're doing, especially when you're trying to find jobs and connect with people that maybe don't know you so personally at the very beginning. The fourth thing is you need to have a plan. Now you can always diverge from your plan, but if you just go into it and like hope it works out and are kind of just like floating around thinking like, I should do this, I should do this, it might work out at the end. But having a plan before you go fully into it is going to save you. So after I left Taiwan and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a full-time freelance content creator, traveler, digital nomad now. Holy shit, how do I actually do this though? Like I'm here, but now I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. And so planning is really crucial, because when you make a plan, you actually start taking actions, you know, and those will give you the opportunities. So when I started making my plan, I thought, what are my goals? Number one, consistently post on YouTube still. This is not something that might make me money right now, but eventually could make me lots of money and will also continue to help me earn opportunities when I'm reaching out to potential clients. The second thing I did is I would actually write down who can I contact. So I would think about my network and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna contact everybody in my network and say like, hey, do you need something? Or do you know anybody that needs this? You know, you already know me a little bit, but like, this is what I do a little bit more specifically. And you know, I'd really love if you would refer me. Now, is that getting me a job? Maybe not now, but it might down the road because I put myself out there. I'd also write down different Facebook groups that I could join. So for example, here in Medellin, there's so many digital nomads, and what I did is I literally went into some Facebook groups and I just made a post and I was like, yo guys, this is what I do. And I got an overwhelming amount of responses of people interested more in my work. Are all of those gonna work out? No, but holy shit, like literally just saying like, just planning into my day, offer my services in these groups on Facebook and see what happens. So you gotta have like a plan to an extent. It's not easy, right? Because like you can make the plan to reach out to people and network with people, and that doesn't actually guarantee that, you know, you're gonna get results, but you need to think about who can you connect with, where are there ways that you can find opportunity, and then when you actually find those things and then start implementing them, that is when the results will come to you. And my fifth and final tip into getting into being a digital nomad and freelancing is avoid imposter syndrome. It's so easy to feel this way, and honestly for years, even I'm here teaching people how to create content, I'm doing collaborations, and I'm still looking at myself in comparison to others and thinking, am I really a professional at this? Like, yeah, duh, bitch, you fucking are. Like, why are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? But like for so long, I still felt like I didn't fit in. And even sometimes I still feel that way. But for example, when I put out a post into this expat group and I'm like, hey, these are the services I offer, and I get messages from people wanting my services, I'm like, oh, wait, I really do this. So really try to avoid feeling like an imposter. Really believe in what you are doing, what you are offering, because when you do that, people will take you seriously and they will believe you too, because whatever it is that you're doing, whether or not you think you're doing it well enough, whether or not you think you're professional enough, you are, as long as you continue to pursue it and show the world what you're doing and who you are. In taking on this pursuit, you have to be extremely confident in what you're doing, because it doesn't matter how much planning you do, it doesn't matter about the network. If you don't really believe in your skills and what you're doing, all of these things, you know, could kind of crumble down with this. So you really have to believe in making it happen. You really have to believe in yourself and be confident in your skills and what you do. And that is all I have for you guys. These are all of my tips. I hope that you found them super helpful or at least inspiring or like whatever. And if this video didn't particularly help you, maybe you are a digital nomad, but you're not a freelancer like me, but if you know people that are looking into getting into freelance, send them this video and so that they can get some ideas. I really am glad that I was able to share my story here today and also share some tips and experience on how to make this your life as well. It's not the best life at first. It's not easy. Shit, some months I don't know if I'm gonna make money. I start a month being like, looks like I'm gonna make $200 this month. But then eventually something happens and then I just start making money because I'm implementing these plans, I'm reaching out to people and I'm saying, hey, universe, I'm trying to make some money. And then, I take some actions to contact some people and then bam, I got the money that I need to get by. So it's not the most easy and glamorous life. And I still think I'm at least a year away from really having not just a consistent income, but an income where I can actually start saving money on the side. So this is my story, y'all, and this is how I made it happen. So I hope you found it very helpful. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing some more of these like talking head videos, but I'm also going to be doing lots of travel videos that I'm very, very excited about getting started in. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.